Welcome to the stream. I'm Tandy. Today we're going to be playing some Modern. We're testing out a new build of Necro Dominance that I've been working on called NecroFrog. The gist is that Psychic Frog is just a great card, and it belongs in plenty of different shells. But I felt like when I was playing with Necro Dominance in the mono black builds, I would often move to discard and just have to chuck a bunch of cards and lands to go down to 5. And I really wanted something to do with it. I think that Psychic Frog is a fine card to utilize in this shell, but really I want to look for something a bit different that can utilize like the extra land drops. I was thinking something like a Seismic Assault, right? Something like Zombie Infestation. I think all of these types of cards that give you like a free discard outlet can potentially be excellent with Necrodominance. It's just about finding the right pairing, and we're trying out Psychic Frog today, even though it requires a blue splash. One thing I noticed is that most of the Necro decks were already playing a Raucous Theater. We are playing 2 Undercity Sewers with some more fetch lands, so we have more access to blue mana. We are dealing ourselves a bit of damage, so I think that there is a chance that playing the Frog has some serious consequences when it comes to losing life and making your Necro Dominances a bit worse. But I think that the addition of Frog gives you a significant threat that can win the game basically by itself. And in tandem with Necrodominance, it gives you a huge threat that can use the extra cards from Necrodominance as food instead of just discarding them to the exile pile. There is a little bit of dyssynergy in the deck. I want to talk a little bit about those as we go. Once Necrodominance is in play, everything is exiled instead of going to the graveyard. That means the Psychic Frog's flying ability is a bit weaker here than it would normally be. Malika Rebirth and Not Dead After All don't work with Grief or other creatures after the Necrodominance is in play. That got me last night in a league. I've moved up to 4 Shieldred. Many lists were playing only 3, but I felt like Shieldred plus Necrodominance is the game plan that you're always looking to enable because Shieldred lets you draw ad nauseum with Necrodominance. The rest of the deck looks pretty similar to the other Necrodominance builds that you've probably seen from the Pro Tour and from Magic Online leagues. We have Fatal Push, Thoughtseize, Orcish Bowmasters, the Grief Scam package with Malika Rebirth and Not Dead After All, Soul Spike and March of Wretched Sorrow. We have 18 lands with 6 DFC modal dual face cards. That's Malika Rebirth and Fel the Profane. Sideboard, 4 Consigned to Memory as our other blue card. Helps out against the various Tron decks and the One Ring decks. 3 Force of Despair. This is going to be a nice anti-Nadu card for when they start kind of mini comboing. We can kind of blow it up whenever we want. 2 Shieldred's Edicts. Extra removal. 3 Surgical Extraction. I was playing Leyline of the Void, but I found myself wanting an anti-graveyard card that I could draw into with Necrodominance. I often use the first few turns playing Thoughtseize, Fatal Push, and Grief Scam. And I thought that being able to go Necrodominance, draw Surgical, and then exile a piece of their thing sounded good. We can't play Tormod's Crypt because Tormod's Crypt requires sorcery speed, and Necrodominance requires instant speed. So I think Surgical Extraction is probably the move since it's free. And then last, 3 copies of Damning Spear, which combine nicely with Consigned to Memory to give us a couple of big hammers for the various Tron strategies. This is NecroFrog. Let's play a league. On the die roll, be on the play. I also think Frog allows you to keep more hands. Okay. This is a hand that I'm going to keep, but likely regret. I'm going to Malika Rebirth. And I'm going to use Undercity Sewers to dig for land 3 if we miss next turn. Otherwise, we're just going to look for something good. It's possible I should Undercity Sewers first. But we do have 2 mana sources here, so I think keeping's okay because we have 2 mana source, Thoughtseize, Necro, Soul Spike, and we even have Shieldred. So while a 3rd land would be ideal over something like the March, I think that this is a pretty solid hand. Obviously, if our Necrodominance gets cacked, we'll be sad. We'll keep the Watery Grave on tap. Next turn, we'll play Malakir tapped, Thoughtseize, and then the turn after, we'll play Necro. That's the plan anyway. Marsh Flats, maybe Mardu, Grief Scam. Okay, so they're going to probably take Necrodominance. What the heck? Did they reset my Summoning Sick animations or something? No, I don't want to animate Summoning Sickness. What in the heck? That's brand new. And since they changed it, they put it automatically on. I don't like the way this looks. I wish they'd go back to the other way. Oh my god. Opponent, please hurry up. I'm gonna turn off auto yields. There's a chance if they go for the scam, I might want to soul spike the grief. Pitching most of my hand. They take soul spike because of that exact thing, so that's fine. My guess now is they'll take March. Or no, I guess they have to take Necro Dominance. I really hope it's not Ephemerate. Ephemerate is nightmarish. Jeez Louise. Now I guess they take March. And then we'll go Malakir Thoughtseize and hope for the best. If they don't take Necro Dominance, I guess if they take March, they're like somewhat guaranteed to get the Necro because I kept the land on top. I guess I should have led with Malakir Rebirth. Played Psychotog's so fun. I agree with that, Taylor. Frog's pretty fun too. Frog's a great card. No, we got one of these. We got a tanker. Someone who did not think about the play before making the play, even though they had perfect information. And maybe their ideas will change mid play. Very cool. Maybe they're talking to chat. Maybe. Oh, so they took March. And so now we'll just go for Thoughtseize. We can't kill the grief right now. Goryo's Tainted. They only have the one land. So I think I just take Tainted. Let them have the prismatic ending. And now they're gonna take the Necro, but then I have Shieldred. I have the top of my deck. And they just have Goryo's ending and no lands. And they have to take the Necrodominus, otherwise I'm just gonna undo everything the grief just did. Also, I have a lot of great draws here. Fatal Push is not currently one of them, because I haven't found a fetch land. Castle Lochthwain. We'll play on Watergrave tap to protect our life total. Now Grief is going to hit us for 3 down to 15, and then we have Shieldred versus 1 land. And let's just hope that it gets the job done by itself. And I think it will. I think it will. There's a chance, I guess, that we brick off. The Castle Lochthwain also quite good long term. Man, I really dislike the way that they do this now. This is new. And it looks so weird. It's like too much. This is like no one asked or whatever, you know. No one asked. Okay. Alright, so I think we just attack. And they're probably going to go like block Ephemerate. And I think that's why they didn't attack. And I'll just hold up Malakir Rebirth on this for as long as I can. Okay, they just let it die. Maybe that Fatal Push of their own? No. Alright, so what I'm going to do is we're going to draw 2, lose 2, gain 2. Or draw 1, lose... Sorry. Well, we're fine. We're going to Shieldred, draw a card. That BG Surveil? Yeah, they play 1 so they can hardcast what you calls them. Alright, opponent took Ephemerate. Alright, so we're going to go fetch a sewer, and then with the trigger on the stack, we're going to draw a card. Because we want to draw a card and then use our Surveil. If they would like to Archaeologist Ephemerate here, I think that's fine, because that means they can't block. But we can put this ability on the stack and then activate Castle before. I don't know if y'all watched Javier Dominguez playing in the Pro Tour. He did this a lot with Tune the Narrative, where he would fetch a Surveil land, and then with the trigger on the stack, he would tune to draw a card, and then he would Surveil, because the Surveil is very strong for your next draw, but it's pretty weak if you look at it and then draw it. That makes sense. Also, it's just I think better mechanically to draw first. March of Regisaurus, so we can use that to blow up the Archaeologist in response to the Ephemerate. Frame rate's fine. So they get a look 3 more, and hopefully they don't mill over a big creature. They did find a Traxa, it's a bummer. So now next turn they can Goryo's Vengeance it. We need to find something. Let's bench the Malakir. So we can go Soul Spike this. Maybe not. Let's see, if we Soul Spike that, attack for 4, put him to 8, draw a card with Castle. They're gonna get... I need to find a discard effect. The Soul Spike can go face, but I want to take away their ability to ephemerate anything, and they can't Goryo. They can't Goryo's the Traxa and then hit that. Let's see, can I kill the attraction in response to the ephemerate? I guess. The answer is yes, but I still want to castle. This is a bummer. So I can find Grief and Thoughtseize in the next draw step. So let's just do that, because I don't think that March is the play. Alright, we did not find it. So we're definitely going to lose this game, because we did not find a discard spell for the Goryos. And earlier I took the Tainted Indulgence over it. Maybe that was a mistake. Okay, I'm just going to let them do this. They should definitely... I don't know why it passed priority to me. They definitely should have Goryos the Atraxa. I think it's just best to kill this now. But Goryos into Atraxa should have definitely been their play. I guess they can now do this and find another Ephemerate, but they're not guaranteed to find one. They did find one, though. I'm just going to concede. Alright, so we're going to bring in the Surgicals for sure. I don't really want the Shouldered Edicts, but Surgical's good. I like all the scam stuff. Fatal Push can go. And then I guess we'll bring in one Shouldered Edict. I think Shouldered Edict's probably better than Force of Despair, but maybe not. So, got disrupted early. Opponent assembled Goryos plus Atraxa plus Ephemerate, and we died. If it were Gristlebrand instead, then we would have stopped their card draw ability. But it was Atraxa, so we couldn't. Force? I really don't think Force is that good, but maybe I'm wrong. The fact that it doesn't work on my instep is a bummer, right? If they do this during my instep, it doesn't work. And so maybe that means I shouldn't be playing it, but we do have these Surgicals, which could be good for stopping all sorts of stuff. I'm going to keep this hand. We have turn 2 Frog, turn 3 Necro. Obviously, they'll probably hit us with some discard, but I'm going to lead with Malakir Rebirth. And hope we don't get scammed. Before the Goryos last night at a local store. Why are you rooting for my opponent, Oinkster? God damn. God damn. Alright, so let's get this frog onto the battlefield. I wonder if we should be playing more reanimation stuff like the legacy build. Did they show Swirling feature at all? I don't know. I don't think so. God sees me. Okay. So they're going to take the Necrodominance. We have these 3 Soul Spikes. They're chilling. Looking pretty weak here, but they did look good with this Necrodominance 2 seconds ago. Maybe we should play green for Veil of Summer instead, huh? I kind of want to pitch all 3 Soul Spikes. This is moving all in on Frog, but based on the matchup and my draw, I think that this is best course of action. If I drew Necro there, I would have felt stupid, but I really need to shrink their clock as best I can. Aggressive? I mean, yeah. Maybe a little too aggressive. Maybe I should have Thoughtseize first to see what was going on over there. I'll definitely discard this March as well, but we just got to try to kill them, I think. Fetch my tap land here. All right, we'll just pitch the March. Plus, I assumed that we were going to get hit with more discards, so... I discarded everything that I could have discarded at the time for damage. Wow, this is brutal. Okay, so now it's just Necro or Bust. That's fine. We're probably dead. They have 2 cards in hand only, though. I'm just going to main phase this because I don't want them to play draw spells in response. Taint Indulgence and instant. All right, March. This can at least bust up a Grief or Solitude scan. True, the sickness visuals or something. I don't like them, but I'm sure I'll get used to them. I've just seen the same one for over 10 years or whatever. I'm not even sure if it's the same as the one that began, or like the very first one. All right, attack for 2 more. All right, Froggy time. So now if they have a draw effect, they probably have to play it because we're threatening lethal very soon. All right, I have to expect Solitude here. Although it's weird that they would fetch Meticulous Archive if they had Solitude last turn. Any other flash threats? All right, let's just attack and see what they do. But my guess is they'll eat Frog, and then we'll march the Solitude. I'm just going to let 3 happen since we're not doing lethal this turn. All right, so we do have Fell the Profane now, and so we can keep them from gaining life. If we win this game, it's almost assuredly because I dealt them 3 extra damage with the discarding of the Soul Spikes. Gonna throw that out there. It's weird to me that they would force my Thoughtseize pitching Tainted instead of just letting me Thoughtseize them, but... Grief targeting me. So we're gonna lose... Let's see. So I guess we hit this and discard nothing and just pay 3. And then if they Ephemerate, we'll just discard the Fell. That's fine. And then they should be dead. They're just dead to the Frog flying unless their last 2 cards are Solitude white card. Nice, nice. All right, I think I am going to discard, get rid of the Force of Despair. I'm going to bring in both Edicts to help me out with like early scam stuff. And because I'm on the draw, I think I'm going to cut a Fel to Profane. I've been very, very soft on Fel. Are you and Ross doing Apex Con? We sure are, Malachi. You lost to Naughty 3 times last night in Paper Monday Night Modern 2-3 finish. I was on your Gruul Storm deck. I don't know what to do. You should just wait until next Monday or Tuesday when they ban Nadu. I think that the Storm deck is excellent. It's very easy to hate out though. And currently the best deck is just kind of embarrassing. And you can't really do anything about it. It's hard to mulligan hands that have good cards. We have both of our cool combo pieces, so. And they didn't play a turn 1 thing. That's great. I'm going to lead with Malika Rebirth unless we draw a land here. We did draw a land, so I'll go Delta now. That way we have the option to surveil if we need. We get our blue mana for Frog if we need. Maybe I should just went ahead and played Malika Rebirth though. But if I draw Grief, I would very much like to be able to scam it. Give my opponent a taste of their own medicine. Sir Tomsky, thanks for the follow. How many turns did you win the game on turn 2 in your Storm League? Another land. We'll put that back. All right, they're probably going to Tainted Indulgence here, and they might even combo us. Let's go ahead and play Bowmasters in response, and then hope that it's Gristlebrand, and that the Bowmaster can actually stop the combo somewhat. I don't have Surgical, so I can't stop them in that front. Maybe we should be playing 4 Surgicals. But, I mean, this is turn 2. Let's just hope we don't freaking die. This is going to give us a bunch of pings. And some pressure. Okay, so they do have a Traxa now, so let's hope they don't have Gorios. Should have played this main phase to dodge Bowmaster. I agree. But maybe they're playing around something else, or maybe they're holding up some sort of interaction. So they shocked. This is probably bad for me. Yeah. Top 10. It's mostly creatures. That's great news for me. So they get a Prismatic, a creature, and a land. We can seriously beat this. My guess is it's going to be... Maybe it's Grief, though. They might already have an Ephemerate in hand as well, which stinks. This is, all things considered, a pretty weak Atraxa, but if they get to keep the Atraxa in play, it's very difficult for us to do anything because they're hitting us for 7, keeping the Atraxa in play, yada yada. I'm hoping that they don't have Ephemerate, the Atraxa goes away, and then we have a real game after this. Alright, so I choose Polluted Delta, Prismatic Ending, Subtlety. Alright, no Ephemerate, please. If they have Ephemerate, I'm gonna be mad. Okay, there's just nothing we can do. Now they're gonna Grief us. I guess we can Necro Dominance, but like, we can't even kill this Atraxa, man. It's such a bummer. We just didn't draw Thoughtseize. Maybe I should have mulliganed, but it's like so hard to mulligan against the Grief deck. It's gonna give up. We'll keep this hand. We got the turn 1 Grief Scan. Alright. Okay. Guess we'll just take both of the mana accelerators. Leave them with the old 7 drop. Leave them with the old 7 drop. No, they're just playing Reclamation or whatever, I'm sure. I wish they had better cards to hit. I mean, the Grazer lets them ramp like crazy, but... Alright, in case they draw cards, let's just go ahead and get this down. I really hate missing damage with Bowmasters, and I think it's a mistake that a lot of people make. They try to like play it at flash speed in matchups where there's just like no targets for the 1 damage. This is the type. Okay, this is the type of game where like Frog is really good. Okay, all these fatal pushes got to go. I don't think Consign's very good. Damning Sphere, I don't think it's good. So I think I'm just gonna go for Surgicals, and maybe in case they probably have some number of the ring, and they might have a triggered ability that I can counter. So I'll bring in one Consign as a. I don't know. I don't think Edict's very good though. Or the opponent I also would have conceded to Grief Scam. Turn 3 Necro with no other things. I guess I keep. I don't really know. This is a type of hand that like can just lose the game. You know? I think depending on what they do, I think I'm gonna leave with Swamp over Malakir Rebirth. Okay. I drew back at Malakir and I don't need the 2, so we'll just go ahead and play one of them. Now I'll guarantee that my 3rd land's untapped. Willing Oracle. Okay, so I maybe the Nexus of Fate maybe ruined my idea of what their deck was. Alright, I'm going to say go, but I think I'm going to march for 1 on the Cooling Oracle after they fetch, because I'm just not sure exactly what's in their deck, and they might have some Blinky effects. Alright, this is probably going to be a Surveil land or a cast spell. Let's see. Alright, let's see what they do with the Surveil first. I no longer think this is a Wilderness Reclamation deck. I think this is probably just a... Well, I don't know. Maybe it is. Alright, let's just do it for 1. I don't really care about my life total being very high. And now let's hope that our Necrodominus resolves next turn. Clearly the Flare of Denial deck? Clearly a Flare of Denial deck. Okay, I was right about the One Ring. So I guess they're Turbo Ring, but I'm curious if they're Nadu also. Alright, let's play Necrodominance. Maybe we get Forced Negation, but we already have the other Necros, so I'm okay with it. Alright, so let's go... We already have... I think I'm going to do 8. I don't really have rhyme or reason. I don't... Okay, so I guess I'll just Soul Spike them 1 time. Oh, they can't be targeted. That's annoying. Do I care about this Arboreal Grazer? Yeah, I guess that was a reason not to do too many... Alright, let's just go to discard, it's fine. So we're going to keep backup Necro, the Shieldred, the Grief, maybe the Surgical. I guess it's Grief, not dead. Alright, draw 2, up to 6 cards. Getting pretty scary over there, but we did not keep a land for Shieldred. That was perhaps a mistake. But we'll try to play Shieldred next turn. We're going to go do some not dead after all and probably kill this thing as well. Okay, so the Necrodominance is going to survive probably. Maybe I can pitch the Shieldred in case my opponent does have Beseiju for the Necrodominance. Subtlety. Let's go bottom. Alright, let's draw, I guess... 8? 8 seems like enough. We'll go... I guess kill the Subtlety. I'm going to play March as well. if this resolves. Flare of Denial. That's fine. Kill this for 4, gain 4. I think I'm gonna go ahead and just move to discard and pitch a land. The ring might outpace me here if they kill this Necrodominance for sure. Opponent's playing a weird deck. I want to see how they actually kill me, so it can maybe help me sideboard for game 3. I got a bunch of Tamios and subtleties and flare denials and one ring. Not having consign up's a bummer. I definitely should have kept a land on the one turn where I didn't. I thought I was going to be soul spiking. Alright, so we'll move to end step. I'm going to draw 8. Since we already have 2 soul spikes. Let's kill the Tamio. Okay, so we're going to keep the Shieldred for sure. And I kind of want a soul spike. Pitching Frog Necro. And now we have a way to punish their ring, and we have a counterspell for their next ring. We also have Shieldred with the Necro. Okay, so we're going to take 2. We're going to grow our Bowmaster Son. Yeah, Ryan, I don't think they're ever going to do it, though. Card is, like, too popular, too good, too important to their, like, most iconic moment in the game, you know? I know that sounds weird, but I'm pretty sure that the One Ring selling for $2 million to Post Malone is, like, the most important thing that's happened to the game. Which sucks that that's the most important thing. But money's conquered game health? I agree. Player of Cultivation, this is fine. Oh, I might not have any blue sources left. I didn't even look. We don't have a sewer. Okay, good. I do still have a water grave. Alright, I'm going to try to play the Shieldred. See if it resolves. My guess is they'll have blue flare, hard cast. Okay. I'm going to attack with just the Orc Army. I am going to shock this water grave. And then I'm going to draw 5 cards. Okay. Discard a couple lands. Thoughtseize. Here we go. Maybe I should have Soul Spiked Face. What I exile? A Thoughtseize and some lands. Bonamo to untap. Alright, I don't know. Maybe they're going to Nexus of Fate me or something. Let's just attack. Endurance. Okay. So I will, I guess, Soul Spike the Endurance, because I don't want to lose the Bowmaster. I guess I can fell the Profane at first. And I still have consigned for something. Another Endurance. Alright, well, that one's going to resolve as well. And then we're going to Soul Spike that one. And hope we don't have another counterspell. Alright, and because of that, we can also draw some cards. I will draw one, I think, because they might have Subtlety to kill me. I think if they had Subtlety, they would have played it to eat the Bowmaster. But I don't want to randomly lose because my opponent got cheeky. Shieldred's a good draw. Alright, so they're going to 2, so they need to play another ring to reset this one, and we have the consign for it. If they draw, they're dead to Bowmaster, so they got to kill this if they want to draw. How are the games going? Game's going pretty good so far. We had a tough one against Goryo's where we just got grief scammed on 1 in game 1 on the, and then game 3, what happened? They turned 3 Goryo'd with Ephemerate backup. Let's play Shieldred and see what they do. I think I'm just going to pass turn. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna mulligan this hand, I think. This doesn't seem very powerful. This hand is great. We're gonna keep. I'm gonna put back a. We gotta keep. We're gonna discard, I guess, the Shieldred so we can Thoughtseize on 2. We're gonna keep the Locthwain. We put back. I guess we'll keep Watergrave, put back Delta. So we're gonna go Grief, pitch Shieldred, Malka Rebirth the Grief. And then next turn we'll Thoughtseize them and just take away everything. Excited to see this deck? Yeah. It's looking good so far. Alright, so we're playing the Mirror. They're going to do the same thing to us, but we can stop that. I think we start by taking... I don't really think they're going to Soul Spike me, and I don't know for sure, though. I just don't care that much about the Soul Spike. Obviously, they can use it to kill the Grief, but that's like a infinity for 1. We could take the Voidwalker. Alright, let's take the Soul Spike, just because I don't want them to be able to keep my Grief off the table. And then, with this one, we can take the Grief itself. Maybe we just take the Voidwalker with this one. I really don't care about them grief scamming me because we just have Thoughtseize only. I think it's Voidwalker, actually. I'm not sure. It's either Voidwalker or Grief. I don't think it's Malakir or the Shieldred. But if they grief scam me here, they just basically spin an extra card to keep the Grief in play, which doesn't block. And now we just hope we draw Necro, and they went ahead and griefed it. But yeah, now they just take the Thoughtseize. We don't have anything else for them to take. But we need to draw Necro or Frog. Necro or Frog, both good here. We rooting for in Tour de France? Good question. I don't have a good answer. All right, we drew our best card. Let's hope we draw land to pair with it. You Grief Void next turn. Yeah, but that can fall apart quickly. I just don't think that their Grief is as good as mine. And the Voidwalker is not something I can handle. And it's extra pressure. What do they pitch? They pitch Fell, so their hand is Shieldred. Shieldred Unknown, I think. They drew another Thoughtseize, and they're going to take my Necro. That stinks. Now I hope I just draw a land, I guess. Alright, we're going to play this tapped, and we can start castling next turn if we draw another land. They have one card in hand, and we know it's the Shio. Yeah, now we're winning the race as well. That's a good call. So 3 more hits with this and they die. Let's see if they can find a way to kill it. Verdant Catacomb. Alright, well now we have an answer for the Shieldred, which is nice. If we draw a fetch land. Or they kill our Grief, we can kill their Grief. Let's just hope they don't have land number 4 for the Shieldred. Alright, they didn't slam it, so that's probably good news for us. Oh, they're thinking about not? So that means they maybe did draw it? Oh, Soren, okay. Alright, Soren is... I have plenty of 3s I can draw. So I'm going to kill this so that I can squeeze them. Alright, so we'll put him to 2. I'm going to shock for the castle so that we can draw a card. It's going to deal us 3 damage to draw a card, but I think it's more than worth it in this juncture. And this is the downside of playing blue, because we're taking a lot of damage from our lands here. Because we took 4 damage from our lands already this game. Let's just hope that they brick. They need something pretty good here. Thoughtseize. Perfect. Alright, we win. Alright, so this matchup, I don't think that Surgical is that good, even though it does take the grease from him. My opponent said fun and interactive. I said we did this to ourselves. I don't know. I kind of just like all my cards, so I'm just going to leave it. We could bring in Shieldred's Edict, I guess. The Fatal Push kills everything. We have more fetch lands than most of the black decks, so... Surprised by their fetch timing if they get basic Swamp? Well, they were probably thinking about getting another Surveil land, but they'd already gotten it. Alright, we're going to keep this hand. It's not the best in the world, but we are on the draw, and we have Thoughtseize. So, it is what it is. Soul Spikes are there. They're not really doing anything, but they are there. See if they take my Malekith Rebirth. That would be what I would take if I were them, to try to cheese me. But they may take my Thoughtseize, and then I'll play Malekith. Okay, they did. 2 need to board? I don't think so. Frog is a good draw. We can play that next turn, or Bowmaster, depending on what they do. Bowmaster stops Necro Dominance, though, so... My guess is they'll take the Bowmaster from me this turn, and then we'll play Frog. I guess now I need to just hold up Bowmaster. Because I think they're planning on playing Necro. And I need to basically make sure that they can't draw freely off Necro. Alright, so I have Soul Spike for their Bowmaster. And I don't really want to play my Bowmaster, so let's play Undercity Sewer. I don't mind the extra lands. So let's go Necro, and then they're going to go Bowmaster, and we're going to Soul Spike it, I think. So if they don't have a scammer. Okay, so now they'll deal us 1. And then we'll draw a bunch. And we should be pretty heavily advantaged here. I'll probably kill this orc army as well. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We don't need this backup Necro dominance since they won't have the ability to kill it. I do like the Fatal Push. I like the Grief. Alright, we have to discard a lot anyway. We're going to just discard this Thoughtseize. Alright, so we're going to go back up to 17. We'll discard 2. We'll discard Undercity Sewers and probably Frog. I just want another way to kill a Bowmaster if they have a second one. There's also an argument to pitch the Grief. But I think Grief is better than Frog in the spot. The Frog is for like low resource games where my Necro gets blown up or taken from me. But that's just not what happens, so if they play Shieldred here, we'll take the 2, and then we'll go Grief pitch it to pitch Shieldred, and then we'll Fatal Push. And then we'll draw a bunch of cards. Alright, so let's hit their hand. I don't really... Actually, I do care about the Fatal Push because of my Shieldred, and I don't care about my graveyard at all. So we'll leave them with the Trawler. And then we'll, in a turn, draw... maybe just 4. Is that bad? I don't want to discard any, and I don't want to pitch any. And I have the Shieldred rolled up for next turn, so let's just draw 4. I don't know if that's right. I'm still kind of learning how to play the games with the Necro deck, but I feel like I'm so advantaged here that it... oh, that's a good draw on their part. But they don't have the ability to kill my Shieldred right now. So I will get to probably go Shieldred plus draw a bunch. Dorner Warner, thanks for the 2 months. Blake, when did you subscribe to me before? Like last year one time or something? Thanks for the resub, homie. Did the sub sound go off? I missed it. Alright, so they're gonna spike me. That's fine. That is something we have to be a little careful of, I suppose. I also have this Malka Rebirth to protect the Shio, which is nice. Nice. Thanks for your Prime sub. Oh, you beautiful gamer. Okay, so I think I'm just going to draw 4. So I don't die to another spike. And now with the Malika Rebirth to protect my Shieldred, I feel fairly confident here. Discard the land for sure. I guess the Grief. Yeah, Juke. For me, it's way more about Donnie Darko. All right, so let's, I guess, March here. Discard 3. Hope they don't have Malakir as one of their last few. Nice. So now let's see. They're kind of soft locked here unless they have Fatal Push. All right. So now I guess we'll just do 12. Could do more, but whatever. We got Soul Spike. We got Bowmaster. Spike, yeah. We got 2 Bowmans as well. We'll keep this hand. I'm going to put back Soul Spike. I don't want to put back a Grief. Just keep 3 card advantage things since we're on 5. We'll leave the Surveil land in our deck since I don't know what I need. My hand right now is just pretty good. They're Swamp Cycling Troll of Khazad-dûn. We might be dead. We might be dead. Yeah, this is maybe my favorite album of all time, Juka. It's Deltron 3030 concept album. Persist targeting Troll. It's a 5/4, so we can kill it with a Soul Spike if we draw one. And I will be casting one here. Hopefully they don't have Stub. Okay, we're gonna keep the Grief, and we're gonna Grief them before we play Necro, and hope they don't have 2 Stubs. If they have 2 Stubs, we lose. We're not gonna take so much that we die. Spell Pierce. Okay. You got it, we shall. Alright, so let's draw. Let's see, this is gonna hit us for 5, so we can. I'm gonna draw a 10. Just draw a 10, see what happens. Alright. We did not hit Soul Spike. I think we're gonna die. Alright, so let's keep a land. Get rid of the Rebirth. I don't really care about the Grief too much. We'll keep 1 push. Kept too many lands. We're gonna die because of it. Figuring out what to discard is so hard / weird in this deck. Chat, we're gonna die here. Alright, so we say go. Actually, I think, yeah, this needs 3 creatures to block it, right? So we'll say go. Necro Dominance is going to come down. We're going to draw 2. Great draw. Now we're going to gain some more life. They're going to go for a Bowmaster, and we have Bowmaster to check theirs. I was expecting them to play the Bowmaster there. Oh, they're playing Subtlety. This is worse. We didn't have anything go to the graveyard this turn. Can I Bowmaster my own Bowmaster? I should have kept Verdant Catacombs as my land, more than likely. Now they can play Bowmaster, kill my Orc. Thoughtseize doesn't do anything. We have to be... The Bowmaster here is going to kill me. I don't really know what I can do about it. They played well around my things. Alright, well, we'll play our lands. And now every card we draw deals us damage. So I think we can draw 2. So if we draw 3, we die, right? So let's draw 2, and we'll go to 2. Alright, great draw. we're going to pitch the frog. And we're going to just pay it all. And they'll have a 3-3. And we'll be at 10. And then we're going to go to 7. And then we'll probably draw down to 1, looking for an answer to the orc. Yeah, March was a great draw. So now they have 5 land, Archon in hand only. And so, yeah, we'll go to... Okay, I guess we can draw 4 cards now, looking for it. I need to draw a Fatal Push or something similar. Maybe I should have kept Frog. Maybe I should have only done it for 2 less. Alright. Perfect. Like the 3-3. Alright, so now I think we don't use the castle. Necro's messed up. I agree. So we know they have Archon. I'll just hold on to the Grief in case I need to pitch it. We'll draw 4 more. Finally died. Dang. I think I played that game poorly. My number of chosen draws wasn't great. Bringing these 5. Surgical can be great against them. I think we have to keep all the Bowmasters. I think the Fatal Pushes are mid. I'm going to cut 1. I'm going to trim 1 not dead after all. I like the Shield Reds quite a bit. I'm going to trim maybe a Frog? No, Frog's good in low resource games, right? Maybe a Grief. Maybe a Malakir. Maybe Thoughtseize. I don't mind cutting a Thoughtseize. Seems okay. Oh yeah, Inquest Magazine. I did mulligan to 5 that game, and I almost won. We'll keep this one. I'm going to put back Soul Spike since we just don't need it in the early turns. I'm going to go turn 1 Thoughtseize. Spell Snare, Scolding, Persist, Drown. So they're going to have both my Bowmasters checked. I think I just take Drown and lock. Alright, they play Delta. If they ever fetch it, we'll Bowmaster in response. If they don't put shields down, I'll just fetch Sewer. Looking for Froggy. Actually, now we're just looking for Necro Dominance because they have all my cheap creatures covered. But we will just like force them to use them. Necro's great. They have Snare, Scolding, Persist. See if it resolves. If they drew a counterspell, I'm going to be big sad. They didn't have... oh, they kept on top. Wow. I was going to pitch 2 Watery Grave. I don't want to overdraw and have to just burn all my life and discarding. We're looking for... I don't know, some stuff. I'll just say go and see what they do. We have 2 Bowmasters to check their Bowmasters. We'll let them burn some counterspells on these. That's fine. I don't want to discard, and I don't really want to Soul Spike. Alright, so we have discard 2. Discard a Rebirth and a land, probably. I want to keep the Edict, in case I get a big thing in play. I don't think Grief plus Rebirth is that great in this spot. You still have 4 cards left in hand. That's kind of wild. I don't really want a Shieldred yet. Let's start with... Grief. I'm going to pitch Soul Spike because we have the Shieldred to gain some life back, and I think this Grief protects the Shieldred enough that we'll be able to use the Necro Dominance. I could be wrong. I got to be a little careful, but I really just want to see what's going on over there before I make any decisions. There's actual Counterspell, so let's now play Grief. And I think they have Persist and 2 Unknowns, but this should be enough. I'm going to draw 6 probably. I'll draw 7, since they did not Bowmaster me. 15. Alright, so we don't have anything to play, so let's pitch some lands. I don't think we'll need the Necro Dominance. I don't think they'll have an answer for it once it's in play. And now our hand's all great 2-drops. Scare Birth causes Necro. Good call, good call. I always forget that. We talked a little bit about that earlier. Wow. This is such a sick line. I think I'm dead. I guess the good news is we can draw like 10 cards. I'm gonna draw 9. Maybe we should just draw 10. Should I Surgical Extraction? Let's see, I guess we just Surgical Extraction Archon. That way we can keep more cards. Actually, maybe I just need to march. Alright, we gotta discard 7. These 4 lands are definitely gonna go. And then I think it's Necro, Grief. Okay. And now I have Surgical for Archon. They might be able to counterspell it. We're going to try to Surgical Extraction Archons. I think we should have done this on our own turn. So all they have is 2 lands in hand. That's fine. So if they take March, we can just double spell and then maybe win off the backs of these. We can draw 1 more card, but then we'll die to Bowmaster, so I don't know if I really want to. My guess is they'll take March, because March allows for Necro to do some more stuff. I'm going to go ahead and main phase the Bowmaster, and I'm not going to draw any cards. We'll just let the Frog draw some cards. Oh yeah, I guess we probably should have marched the Frog instead. That was a good call. We would have just gained a lot more life. Just a mistake. But this is like my second league with the deck or whatever, so still learning a lot of the sequencing. Frog of their own. Okay, so we cannot make ours fly, but we can attack with Frog. I think we're going to die here. If our opponent doesn't make a mistake. If they block the army, I can Bowmaster the Frog. Yeah, this is just a mistake. I should have only attacked with the Orc. And now we're going to go to end step, and I can draw 1 card, and it has to be a way to gain life or kill this thing. GG. I threw. I'm not sold on the frog splash. I was having fun with the frog last night, but so far it has not done much. We're definitely going to keep since we have Grief Scan. Fun is a Giganta deck. Yeah, me too, Scooter, but it's like the same with the ring, right? Ring and ring. Johnny into a Johnny. Okay, so there's a good chance they have multiple discharges. I still think, let's see, let's go Grief, and I think we're far enough from the Shieldred. Even after we cast Necrodominance, I think I'd rather have March. And the March just has more utility outside of that. 2 Philias, 2 Galvanics. Okay, so I guess we'll just force the other Galvanic. And then they just have 2 Philia that don't have any targets. And we'll go Watergrave into Necro and hope that Necro wins us the game. Whenever they have 2 1-mana reactive spells there, we trade 3 for 2, which is not the best, but what else are you going to do? Okay, now maybe I Bowmaster instead of playing the Watergrave tapped. They do have another Philia, but I get to trade the token for it if they attack. Amulet's fine. Alright, they don't have a land to play. That's weird. It's weird that they would do that, because now I don't think that they can play the Johnny anymore. Alright, we drew a land that doesn't deal damage. We'll play that. So, Scooter says you can still play the thing. That makes sense. I guess that makes some sense. Alright, let's draw 5? No. Souls. Try 8. No soul spikes. Or discard a bunch of... We'll keep 1 land. They may have something to kill this. I don't think I'll need the Bowmasters that much in this matchup. I don't really want the Grief either. So we'll keep Shieldred, Wretch, Necro, Bowmaster, and 4th land. So we can go land, Shieldred next turn, draw a bunch. To make sure that we don't accidentally bonk ourselves. Alright, so they are casting the Ajani. Alright, we'll play Shieldred. And then we'll move to Instep and draw a bunch of cards. We can, I think, safely draw 10 here. Alright, we did draw Soul Spike. So we'll go ahead and spike the Ajani, pitching 2 frogs. And that's our only thing, so we'll just discard. And we'll discard extra Necrodominances. And now we have March plus Shieldred and backup Necros. Nice. Game 2, Shieldred's Edict, Force of Despair. These are all fine-ish. Just more interaction, just a torrent of creature removal. Frog is like surprisingly mid, but Bowmasters is worse. So I think I'm going to cut Bowmasters, but they have Raptor, which is kind of annoying, and the tokens from a Johnny, which are kind of annoying. Maybe the discard effects are bad? I don't think surgical extraction is worth, even though they have flage. I'm gonna cut frogs. I think frog is more for like when your opponent's hitting you with discards and stuff like that. I know it's like the reason we're splashing blue, but it's not really for this matchup. Oh, Ryan. Why would you think that it would be as expensive as a 20-year-old card? We're in the future, homie. I'm going to keep a relatively awkward hand. Why? I don't know. When it's on 6. Because we have Fatal Push, I guess, is the real answer. Because if they play a turn 1 powerful creature, I just have the answer. And that makes me feel fine about where I'm at. I might even Grief Pitch Soul Spike. And then just use my Delta to dig for Necro. There's Ragavan. Alright, let's go ahead and grief them since they're low in resources. Raptor, Fable. I think Raptor, just because they're very similar, and next turn they're just gonna cast Raptor. I should probably wait until their attack step so they can't dash a Ragavan here if they draw one. Okay, Johnny's pretty scary, especially with Fable in hand. Let's look for anything. Need action. Thoughtseize ain't good enough. Need Necro, Shieldred. Bowmaster is not good enough either. Alright, we'll take the Fable, play Watery Grave. I should probably actually play Verdant and dig again. That was a mistake. I thought my life total might matter enough where I have to play this, but I think just being able to look deeper would have been better. Alright, I will play Grief first, I think. Because Prison is kind of gross. Flage or Prison? Maybe we just let them have the Flage. If they have the land for the Flage, they're just going to kill the Grief anyway. And then we can play Necro Verdant and then look for a way to kill a Johnny. And hopefully they don't draw back-to-back lands for Arena Flage. I will take 3 down to 8 so we can Necro for 7. And I probably will just because I think otherwise we're just going to die. I will kill the Ajani now. We'll discard nothing. And if they flage me, we'll be dead. But I have the Bowmaster for this. Top card. Johnny. We'll go and kill this Cat Warrior. And I'll probably just draw 4. I mean, I'm dead to a land anyway off the Flage, right? Okay, well, I think we should always go to 2. All right, we're dead anyway. I guess I didn't take into consideration that once I'm at 1, the Shoulder no longer works. Maybe we do want the frog. The frog does do a nice speed bump impression. The discard effects seem pretty bad. Force of Despair seemed horrible. Just trim a Thoughtseize. Fine. Play first. I think frog's way better on the play as well. Opener is keepable. Top land, top card's a swamp. We're just going to bench it. We already have the Soul Spike lined up, so we can do Soul Spike Necro early. I don't know that we'll do it on turn 2, but we might. Guide of Souls makes that much more appealing. We'll wait for him to cast a spell so we get to see. And then next turn we'll go land Necro and just draw a bunch. Maybe 10. Refuel. I have to pitch the Sheoldred, do I? No, I can keep the Sheoldred. They might have Celestial Purge. I might should have held on to the other Necro Dominance. Might have been a mistake. That's right, Scooter. That's right. I'm curious what they're looking at here. Maybe they just have a way to kill Necro and they see me pitch a Necro, so they're like, oh. Yeah, I think maybe dumping the Necro was a mistake. Probably should have just dumped the Sheoldred. This deck is so wild, man. It's like significantly different than what I'm used to playing with. But that's Necro, man. Necro's pretty cool. Alright, so I do have Purge. I think we still get to draw some cards, though, because they timed it badly. I'm going to draw 10. And I'll go ahead and Soul Spike face. I think the Bowmaster... I kind of want to keep the Malakir, Sheoldred. I guess we keep the Edict as well. One of the mini Griefs can go, and we're going to have to discard in a second anyway. So what do we want to keep? We want the castle, so we discarded this land for sure. Oh, we didn't have to discard down to 5. Crap. Oh well. Minor mistake. Plage? Sure. Alright, I'm gonna go Frog Pitch Edicts. Alright, so they have a Galvanic we can take. And I can Grief again, pitch March. And then I'll have Frog Sheoldred as my last 2. And I have a backup Sheoldred for when the first one doesn't get the job done. And I have Frog next turn. So they don't have the land that brings it back this turn. They have Philia, which can just come in and block. Ragavan, sure. We're gonna Bowmaster the Ragavan because the Philia all it does is it blinks on the attack. When they Flage me next turn, we can offer the trade with the Sheoldred, and it'll be unlikely they can get it back. They might go for a kill on the frog, so maybe playing it here is a mistake, because it's probably just going to die. If they blink their Flage, they have to sacrifice it as well, and we get to eat the Ophelia. Alright, so Flage, you'll see if they might actually go to kill the Shieldred by attacking. I'd be pretty happy with that. They'll kill the frog, that's fine. So if they blink the Flage, it's gonna die. So they blink my token. That makes sense. Alright, so we'll offer the trade. Huh. I'm a Thought Seize him. Another Flage. Rip. We're gonna take a big hit here. They're gonna go up to 7, so they're dead to a lot of stuff, including a Bowmaster on the following turn. Man, Flage is very strong. So they are gonna blink and kill the Shieldred, but that'll make sure their Flage dies. And then we'll just play this backup Shieldred. They'll be at 10. And then they only need one more card in the graveyard to be able to escape the Flage. I will attack with Bowmaster, I believe. Maybe I should bring in Surgical, huh? They don't have any energy, so I'm just going to play Shielder before Necro. I think it just means that I am closer to closing the game, whereas Necro can maybe get me there, but playing it before I play the Necro means that the Flage is pretty scary, and I want to force them to basically deal with the Shieldred first. Because I get a... dang, they had it. Okay. That's okay. We might still just be able to kill them with Necro Dominance. Still only have one card left. They can't really blink anything. We will take 3. I guess I can blink Prison to gain some more energy. I probably should, but... Oh, it doesn't come back till end of turn, so I would be able to block. Never mind. It's not immediate. Alright, we're going to go to end step. I'm going to draw 8. Maybe I should draw 6. Leaves me at 3 so I don't die to Flage, and I don't die to Bolt. It's a bad 6. We haven't gotten to do the thing where the frog gets to discard cards from Necro yet. I haven't cast Frog on 2 very much. Maybe that's my fault. Amped Raptor. This one's scary. Air Mesa Sacred Fable. Okay, so they can cast Fable or they can keep energy. Fable puts them to 0 energy, which means Static Prison. Next turn is pretty good. Alright, it leaves play. I don't think I want to play the Malkia Rebirth. Okay. Guess I just block. So the Raptor's going to come back and gain 2 energy, which keeps Static Prison online. They need to put one more creature or card into the graveyard for Flage to kill me. I don't think Malkia Rebirth on this makes sense, so... Chico Tech, thanks for the raid. So next turn, they're going to flage us. So we have to draw 3 cards looking for it. And I need to draw a Bowmaster number 2. So we're dead to the Fable, right? So we have to prevent the Fable discard with Bowmasters. I can't grief them. I have an Urborg in place, so I can play this Verdant Catacombs. The question is, do I play Frog? And I think the answer is no. I think I just draw 3 cards and hope that those 3 cards can win me the game somehow. Tear. Bummer. So that means that Flage is just going to kill me, I think. I'm trying to figure out if Bowmaster plus Frog might be enough to save me. I guess they could go after Frog or something. And I do have Bowmaster to give me 2 blockers. I think just Philia blinking the Frog does it, though. The Wear Tear got me. Again, I'm probably playing badly. I probably should be drawing more cards when I can draw cards. Sequencing in ways... I don't know. Maybe I should have just went to 1, drawn 3 more cards than the last time I got to activate. Alright, done. Alright, so, long story short, Frog wasn't as good as I thought it would be. It worked way better yesterday when I was playing it. I was able to turn 2 Frog, turn 3 Necro, draw a bunch, make a big Frog, have like a significant threat. I don't know. Overall, I do think the Necro Dominance deck is quite powerful. You got to play a lot of games, and you got to take better care of your draws and your discards. A card like Necro Dominance is just so hard to wrap your head around because we're not used to playing games with infinity resources. And while it's not quite infinite, Necro Dominance plus Shieldred compounds in very cool ways. I'm curious if there's another color we can play to gain an extra Shieldred type effect where drawing a card gains us life. I'll have to do some deep digging to see. I don't love the Sorens that were in the original build, and I don't love the Voidwalkers that were in the original build. And so I think what we need to do is just find a different 2-drop that fits in the deck that way. Or we can maybe lean into like the Necrogoyf builds that people were playing a little bit at the PT. But I do know that Necrodominance plus Shieldred is excellent, and the Necrodominance plus March of Wretched Soul, Soul Spike, all quite good. We could have definitely won some games if we were more in tune with the deck and adept playing it. Sideboard probably needs some work. 3 Forces Spare is kind of a lot. We didn't play against Nadu at all, but I think that that's fairly common on Magic Online. People know that it's going to get banned, so no one wants to buy the cards. No one really wants to play it because it's annoying as hell to click through everything. Yeah, I don't know. We just need more help out of the sideboard, and I need to get better at playing the deck. I do think that the splashing a color does hurt your life total too much, and I don't think that I'll be playing Frog in a future build, but it is important to try stuff, and I think that trying out the Frog has some merit. That's going to do it for today's video. Make sure to stop by and say hello to our sponsors. Games and Comics, Paradise is a game store out of Fairfax, Virginia. They will be changing their name soon, and I'll have graphics and everything to bring to y'all once everything is finalized. But they specialize in trading card games. You can check out gcparodice.com and find you some singles for Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, and now Disney's Lorcana at gcparodice.com. We're also sponsored by Apex Gaming. Apex is a game store out of Caldwell, Ohio, and they have a tournament series that they run. We have an event coming up, not this weekend, but the weekend of July the 12th at their home store in Caldwell, Ohio. Check out apexgaming.gg for more info. Moxfield.com is a great website for building and sharing deck lists. If you'd like to check out this deck list, make sure to check the link description of the video. Or if you're watching this live, make sure to click !deck or deck list in the chat, and it'll take you to our Moxfield page. Lastly, my name's Tandy. I write strategy articles for Magic the Gathering I do sideboard guides, new deck brews. You can check all those out on patreon.com/Tandy. Or if you just want to throw a $5 my way, you can do that via Twitch or via Patreon. I'd really appreciate it. I also offer coaching. So if you're interested in upping your game so that you can get better to win your next RCQ, make sure to book a coaching session today. You can do that through the Patreon or on Twitter direct message. Thanks for watching, everyone. Y'all have one.